Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with a new video. I have done the deed and I've dyed my hair orange. Well, not all of it as you can see, but the front, anything that was blue, has now turned into orange. It's something I wanted to do for quite some time. I wanted to do it about 2 years ago. I had the dye and everything, but I got so stuck in the blue phase, and then I was like, I like the blue and I want to keep it blue, and so I sold the dye. But now I'm back and I've had this obsession for the last few months, so I've done it. I'll eventually get to the back, but I think I might keep it like this. Now, whilst on the subject of hair dye, I brought out my little collection thus far. Some dyes are, well, they're sitting on the floor there, that's why I'm looking at them. Some of them are quite old, especially the fudge. It's about sitting there for 3 years, most of them. And there's quite some others. I've got a lot of blue dye sitting around, which I'll be using on fringes. And I've got more dyes coming, like half bottles, quarter bottles, third bottles, 3/4 bottles, I don't know. Yeah, for all the fringes I'm going to be making out of human hair, so I need to dye them with something, so I'm lucky I have some leftovers. So in the midst of this, I am going to do a bit of a review. Now, I naturally have pretty dark hair, as you can tell, and you can probably see, like, through the that's my natural hair color at the roots. The ends are a bit purple because they were bleached out, and I dyed them purple. I dyed the back purple for sheen. It really brings out the shine in it and takes out the mousy colour. So I have got a freckle stuck in my keyboard. I don't know why. There we go, all gone. Anyway, to get myself blonde, as I am a very dark-haired brunette, I use this stuff, which is Schwarzkopf Nordic Blonde L1 Plus Extreme Lightener. Has to be the extreme one, otherwise you're not going to get your hair past to like this dullish medium brown colour. So that one's got the extra lifting power for dark hair. I used to use Decorate, but they discontinued it, so I've taken a liking to this one, and it's cheap. It's only $10 at Coles or Woolies. Price line, it might be a bit more. I'm not definitely sure, but you can definitely find it most places. Anyway, I'm going to start off with the crappy brands of hair dye I used to use. I go fudge, and more fudge. Now, there's not really much in here, you could probably throw it out, but I may need that for a fringe. I've got a bit of red. Actually, I've got more red than I intended. My dad bought these for me when he was in Melbourne a couple of years ago. I never really used it, so I went through the blue. I used to use this stuff, but I found it not to have any staying power, and none of them do. This one washes out in like one wash. This one maybe stays for like, I don't know, like two, 3 washes, and then it's out. So these guys can go in the bin. Anyway, another one I don't really like because it's really, really not the best dye, in my opinion anyway. I've tried a different color in this brand, but I haven't had any success with it. Your hair's got to be like about to fall off fried for it to even want to stick and stay vibrant. Is Directions. This is the violet, so you do have to have white hair underneath it. If your hair is any darker than about a level 8 blonde, then you are screwed. You've just wasted your money in this stuff. I didn't buy this. I got this in a trade because someone wanted some of the dye I had. But if you have white hair, you can use it. This is the stuff I use on the back of my head because it doesn't work. This one, Jeans Color Violet, is the most absolute useless dye I've ever come across, even on my blonde hair. It just like washed out in one wash, and I did the back of my hair purple because someone called me a mall goth with purple hair, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna be hardcore, I'm gonna do the back of my hair purple. And then I dyed it blue again, so I don't really give a stuff about this one. Whatever's left in here I'm gonna use for fringes. I don't want to upkeep. Probably dye the rest of my hair burgundy or something to keep it up. Now we're getting into the better stuff. But unfortunately, I don't have much to say now that they've changed this formula and it's gone up in price. This stuff is Affinage Color Dynamics, and they don't make it anymore. Not in this color anyway. I think this has become Moody Blue, and this cost me about $17 in a wholesaler shop, like one of those cash and carry shops. And I used it for ages. It was fantastic blue. It was so vibrant. It became a beautiful teal on yellow hair. And it worked. It was beautiful. But now they've changed this particular shade, true turquoise, to this murky green color. And it's disgusting. And they want to charge $22 for something a bit smaller than 250 mils. Well, I'm a bit outraged. Anyway, I'm coming on a better... My now favorite dyes are, I don't own any Manic Panic, which is there's a reason for it. It's overpriced and it doesn't work. Anyway, then I've got like the pioneers of crazy color, none other than Rainbow's crazy color dye. Now this is the peacock blue. This stuff sticks so bad. When I first used it, I had stains running all over my scalp. Like, it didn't wash out for like 3 washes or something. Mind you, it stayed in the hair, stayed vibrant for ages, and it went on yellow hair, which is good because it's highly pigmented. I can show you the color. Look at that. It's gorgeous. It's very similar to Sonic Green by Special Effects, which is this one here. As you can tell, and this one, that one's got a bit more blue pigment than this one. This one's more green, but it turns out teal. And this one's a pretty dark color, especially if you leave it on. The staying power is pretty good. Goes on yellow hair. You don't have to bleach white till your ends fall off. And it does great. It's been my dye for the last year. And then I ended up converting to my Napalm Orange by Special Effects. Now, if I hadn't bleached my hair pretty much white, it was white with a green tinge. That's why some of the ends are a bit murky. That's just blended in. I've got a few murk bits in there, but otherwise it's bright as hell. And as you can see, it's so densely pigmented. Like, I mean, you wouldn't... This would just be a standard red for Manic Panic. It wouldn't turn out orange. It would just turn out this murky red color. But because this is so highly pigmented with orange dye, it actually turns out this color. It doesn't... looks about 1,000,000 times brighter in here than it does on my head. Anyway, those are my products. I mean, like, people have had luck with brands like Manic Panic and all that. I just personally don't like them. I used the red once, and it washed out in 2 washes, and I wasn't very happy with what... Oh, I didn't pay much for it. I think I got it from Fuck the Mainstream, the VF store, but I wasn't thrilled with it. I went back to Fudge, I think. What did I do after that? I think I dyed my hair black. Yeah, it was black and then purple, and then I shaved it, and then, yeah, I did all this sorts of shit with it. That's why it's so crap now. It's thinned out a lot, and I've got the back shaved quite high as well, so that adds to the thinness of it. Can't really wear falls now because my hair's so thin, and it's short again. I got my A-line's working pretty well. I just gotta grow it out more. I can't wait till the ends start to taper. Like, they're cut pretty blunt now. And these are fried ends from the bleach job. I did it myself, which was probably better than going to the hairdressers, because I knew what I was doing, kind of. Sort of, not really. I did like a bleach bath with 10 vol bleach, then just 20 vol, and then went over with this stuff and did the roots. It's really good, this, actually, and it's really gentle. You can put it on your scalp and it doesn't sting as bad, and it comes with a really good conditioner with it, so you're not going to damage your hair too bad. Just remember, you're better off doing 2, 3 lots at a lower level volume of bleach than 1 at 40 vol, so 2 at 30 is better than 1 at 40. It's just random rubbish I learnt from my hairdresser. And other people Yeah, I won't go into that. And yeah, the best dyes pretty much I've used are Special Effects and Crazy Colour. Now, where you can get Crazy Colour, if you're in Sydney, there is a wholesaler cash and carry shop in the city of Sydney. They used to be in the Gowings building, and now they moved to the Dymocks building up on George Street. It's called Scruples Australia, or SA Hair, and they do sell Crazy Colour and Fudge and Rusk. Rusk is actually alright because it's a gel-based dye and it's a bit more pigmented, but I've used it once, but on dark hair for shine, so it wasn't so much like a dye on blonde hair like what I've done here. Rusk is pretty good. It's a gel dye, so it's not as gentle as a cream-based dye, but it works. Yeah, so Crazy Colour, it's $12.95 or something, or $13, which is brilliant. You get 100 mils of it. It's better value than Fudge, actually, where you only get 75 mils. Directions, you only get 88 mils, which is definitely not worth it for volume. And Special Effects is a good old 118, which is probably the best value. Then there's, yeah, the Affinage and the Jeans Colour. Affinage is an Australian brand, I think. I'm not entirely certain, but yeah, this cost me like $17, and this was, oh look, $16.75. Yeah, but I'm not too happy with this one. It's probably gone up now because I bought this quite a while ago. Dad actually bought it for me. I asked him to get it. Yeah, so I don't know, that's my view on dyes, so hopefully they influence your choice. If you want to get Special Effects, you can go to cypherlocks.com, they're based in the USA. And Manic Panic, if you really, really desperately want it, Fuck the Mainstream carry it, that's a VF store. And, yeah, there's also I Kick Shins, she carries it. And in the UK, if you want to get Crazy Colour, Special Effects, Manic Panic, Stargazer and Directions, there's one shop that does it all, and it's called Beeunique, B as in B-E-E, and unique.co.uk, and they have an amazing hair dye gallery on there. It's amazing, every single shade of dye you can imagine, and an individual gallery. So yeah, I hope this video circulates okay, and people get my point about my personal experiences, but I had no luck with Directions. My friend had made majorly awesome results with it, and so have others, but I just don't think it's worth it for such a small jar, unless you buy it straight from the UK. Anyway, thanks for watching, listening, rant, blah, 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 blah. Good night, I'm going to bed. Well, not really, I'm going out for dinner. Sushi, you know how it is. Doodles.